Hey, Jack.
Nice work bribing sources. I shouldn't even be talking to you right now.
I really enjoyed this film. I always love a good human and robot story, and this one just didn't disappoint. The story was compelling, and the acting was just bang on, especially by the guy who played Aiden. He was a very believable robot. I was a bit disappointed when it ended because it brought up some questions that I'd like to have answered, namely what happens to Aiden after he takes his chip out of his neck. I was under the assumption that he couldn't function without it, but it seems like he can. So yeah, just things like that. But overall, I thought this was really well done.
I would recommend this to anyone interested in the question of what rights do robots have, and of course, what are the impacts of empathy on bringing people in the transgender community uh, into a better relationship with the society.
They did a great job with this. I really enjoyed this film. It was very Detroit Becomes Human kind of a vibe to it. I thought that it was very, very well acted. The actor who was playing Aiden and the reporter, I think they did a great job. They did wonderfully with lighting and with special effects. What they did with the phone, where the editor was on the phone at the very beginning, great job with that. That was very, very seamless. I kind of wish her voiceover about the robots and things like that, I kind of wish that that had started the piece. It would have given me more of a sense of what was happening. There was a little bit of confusion for me at the beginning, but where the voiceover came in was still, it still worked. I loved seeing her humanity at the end in where she's helping him and where, you know, Aiden actually says, no, you know, enough is enough, and takes the control device out of his neck. So I thought that this was really well done. Thank you for making such a cool film.
You know, whenever we talk about clones or robots and stuff like that, you know, you always have this kind of ethical gray area of what is consciousness, at what point of consciousness does someone or something become human, and in which case, what are their rights? And when we see this, that we have this world where there are these kind of humanoid slaves, essentially, that are there to help people, society, you see the worst of people come out because they have this kind of free pass to abuse these servants, to enact violence upon them, as we saw as well, and they're just really stripped of their humanity, whatever little humanity that they may have. So I always think that's such a fascinating thought experiment. And I really liked how Aiden was able to help inspire this reporter to live life, to go jump in a lake, when she was the one who was human. So I thought that was a really nice touch. I thought it was beautifully performed by both actors, and just an overall great watch.
Aiden sets up the premise of something that I would definitely love to see more of. The whole vibe it gives me reminds me of Detroit Become Human, where we've reached a point where robots have gotten so advanced that it starts to question, are they just slaves at this point? We've created them in our image, yet we treat them as if they're not people. And I would love to learn more about this world and just see how everything works. If Aiden got expanded more, I would definitely love to see it.
I thought this was really interesting. I like the kind of world building that they did with the robots and kind of where society had progressed to, and kind of how common they were and how they were treated and everything like that. And then her kind of just at first being instructed to, just do this kind of fluff observational piece, and then what it turned into and how it changed her life and the bot's experience and how they kind of impacted each other, I thought was really good to see. I thought it was well worked, because it didn't feel overly forced, with her not trying to like save him from being like beat up or anything like that. Just the kind of aftermath of it, and that human connection kind of won out in the end. I thought was really well done.
I really appreciated the character building for a very well-rounded person, where we got to see her at home, see how she lives her life, what does a night or a morning look like, and that backstory helped me feel connected to her as we moved through her journey. And I thought her finding her next story was a really great way to frame the heart of the piece. So we got to uncover this story with her as well. The premise was really well executed, of this potential robot-filled future that felt grounded and not far-fetched or too far off from where we're going, and really did bring up this idea of how we treat customer service workers and how what expense it takes from people. So really interesting and thought-provoking piece.
This has an amazing script with showcasing outstanding empathy and an invaluable life lesson through the eyes of a machine. They make a great point on slavery and how we use and dispose of resources. And in this instance, it's just about building machines to make our lives comfortable. However, they do have some conscience on them, according to what I understood from the film. So it was just lovely to see the main character just jump, and it was just great. The lesson there is invaluable, like I said, and I really enjoyed it.